first, this.
And breaking that glass ceiling, I feel so honored to open the doors for so many Black women. And I stand on the shoulders of the Black women who auditioned year after year, and they were denied access just because of the color of their skin.
If you could go back to
In 1988, Jennifer Jones made her debut as the first African-American rockette. She's sharing her journey and obstacles she faced throughout her 15-year career in a new book, Becoming Spectacular, the Rhythm of Resilience from the first African-American rockette. And she joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good.
Doing great.
Good to have you with us. Listen, 1988's pretty late to break that barrier. What was the resistance from the rockettes all those years?
Well, with change does come resistance, and I was met with resistance from management as well as some of the ladies, but also I leaned into the rockettes and the people that were ready for a Black woman to be on the line.
Why so late, though? I mean, had this been tried before, and what kind of things were told to you when you did break that barrier?
Well, the Rockettes were founded in St. Louis, Missouri in 1925 by Russell Market. And the thought process back then was Black dancers were never allowed to dance on the stage with white dancers. So that is why we have beautiful Black dance companies like Alvin Ailey's, Dance Theater of Harlem. But you would think that in 1987, under the backdrop of New York City, we would have had a Black dancer on the line. And it took years of the NAACP and the beloved Hazel N. Dukes knocking on Radio City's door saying, you are not an equal opportunity employer. And it was that antiquated thought process that Russell Market had passed down to some of the ladies in his line to make that change. So I think it was a lot of pressure from the NAACP and to make that change into the Rockettes to bring a new, fresh audience in.
Yeah, it sounds though that they were airbrushing their excuses with, oh, we all have to be the same. That's what the Rockettes are. It's precision and so on. Tell me specifically, what would the bosses say to you? How would they treat you? And how would the girls or young women treat you?
Well, there were whispers behind my back. There was a woman who worked in PR who told me right before my Super Bowl debut performance that I was old news. Nobody cares about me. I'm lucky to be on the line. So having that taught to me and told to me at 20 years old, I carried those words around for years, and it came into my relationships that I've never should have been in, situations that I've never should have been in. Words carry so much weight. And there were other things that, if you read my book, that had happened to me. And I just think that we all need to be more aware and more inclusive in our surroundings.
How long until you were not the only one on the line? Did it pick up pretty quickly after you were the first?
No, we are still defining that. I'm a part of the Rockettes of Color alumni, and we believe it's been like 3 or 4 years that I was on the line alone.
Wow. And what's your relationship like with the Rockettes now? Do you still enjoy watching a show, or does it, or not?
Oh, I love watching the Rockettes. I loved being a Rockette. I'm part of the Rockette alumni and the Rockettes of Color alumni. And I hate to say there is still some antiquated thinking in the alumni that I'm a part of. But I think the new generation that's on the line today is more inclusive. I think they have a stronger bond of inclusivity and diversity within them, which I love to see.
I was kind of curious as to, it sounds like you went into this world by yourself. Did you not have any friends and colleagues in the dancing world that you said, hey, come along with me, maybe it'll make my road a little easier?
Well, we were all auditioning. So I was, with my peers at Broadway Dance Center, we were all looking for that big break. And I actually thought that my big break was going to be on Broadway. I grew up with my parents going to Broadway all the time. I wanted to be a part of The Wiz with Stephanie Mills and Andre the Shield. I wasn't planning on going to the Rockette audition. I had no idea who they were. I did not know their history until it was my 15-year journey on the line. So I went to the audition just to get better at auditions and not being so intimidated and nervous. So I was surprised that I was even cast.
Wow. Well, it's a fascinating story. The book is Becoming Spectacular, The Rhythm of Resistance from the First African-American Rockette. You can get more at Jennifer's site, and you can follow her on all the socials. Jennifer, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you.